It's the sportsman's paradise of New Zealand on Wild and Raw.
This place has a lot more to offer than just big game type hunting. I mean, the fishing is as good as anywhere in the world. We had the opportunity to go trout fishing in a stream that was probably the most beautiful stream I've ever seen.
Wow, look at that river.
There was no place in the river where you couldn't see the fish and see the bottom.
I'm looking at some 4 or 5 pounders, so this ought to be really cool. I've always wanted to trout fish in New Zealand.
And I hooked about a 5 or 6 pound trout, probably the biggest trout I've ever caught.
Look at that New Zealand rainbow, baby! Woo!
Marcus, you've been sitting in the ranger all day. You gonna come out and hunt or what? Well, I need some help. I need some spotting ability, some of that super sniper stuff. Come on, let's go glass over this ridge. Is that a shooter? Here, take a look at it. See what you can see. You like him? Now you're getting into this hunt.
This is definitely Wild and Raw right here. We're in New Zealand and we're going eel hunting. They have these flesh-eating eels in the streams and we're gonna go redneck catch them things with blood and meat. That's my hook right there for a 4-foot eel. This is redneck as it gets right here. This is one of the more dumb things that I've done.
And so he pours his blood in the water and we're sitting there, and after 3 or 4 minutes, here comes this eel.
We got one! We got one!
This is a flesh-eating eel. David grabs a hold of this eel and he looks like he's wrestling with this thing. Look at the size of that thing.
Hold him, Scott.
I don't want to hold that sticky thing. Watch out!
Dude, that doesn't get any more redneck than that. I mean, I've heard of gigging catfish and doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the South, but I've never heard of, you know, catching an eel with a piece of steak.
The array of adventures in New Zealand's definitely been varied, from Wendy Robertsons dropping a unique Arapawa ram, to Scott's doing the traditional dance of the flesh-eating eel. Now it's time to track down a gold medal red stag.
You know what I'm looking for?
You're looking for something gnarly and funky with kickers or droppers, mass, multiple points, shiny and clean at bargain basement prices. But wait, there's more.
That pretty much does sum it up. I'm glad you've been listening, man. David and I had been looking at some animals for 3 or 4 days. On like the 2nd or 3rd day though, we did see a particular stag. As we were coming up in a valley, he kind of went over the hill and I just got a little glimpse of him. I could see that he had a turn down tine. And there was another stag that we saw earlier in the week that had a real long kicker off the side. And that stag also was what I was looking for.
We couldn't have walked up on an animal any more perfect than that. He was right there, 100 yards, almost straight down.
I could hear this raking noise. I could hear something being torn apart.
Huge stag. Where is he? He's just down there raking up the bush. That's the same guy we've been looking for. That's the big guy with the down-turned bite. That's the down-turned horn. And the problem is where we're kind of up above him and he was tearing a tree and there was a bush right in between us. So I didn't have a shot. Why don't we crawl out to that point on that rock above him? We worked our way out on these rocks and I still didn't have a shot. He has crowns. You could eat cereal out of them things.
So the animal finally gets away from that tree that he's been tearing apart, and he walks behind it and he sits down.
He laid down, or what's he doing?
Yeah, he laid down.
Yeah, he came out. He finally spooked and he kind of pushed straight away from us. And he was about 125 yards below us. I mean, I had a great shot as far as distance, but he never presented himself right to me. And I just didn't feel right about the whole situation. I mean, I didn't really want to shoot that shot straight away. It's not the most ethical shot, and I sure the heck didn't want to wound this animal at all.
All he was giving us was the Texas heart shot.
As the stag pushed out, he knew exactly where he needed to be to not give me the shot. I mean, I just needed a little bit of angle, but he just wouldn't give it to me.
Here's your boy.
Stop. But I don't like that shot. He needs to turn. Oh, stop, stop. And he just kept going, and he pushed right off the hill where we had no shot. After about 4 or 5 minutes, he came up the other side.
Wild and Raw is brought to you by Beretta. 500 years, one passion.
We saw this bull, and this bull was just tearing this tree to bits.
Oh man, he is huge. Oh my God.
And he kind of pushed straight away from us. Uh-oh. He needs to turn. Stop.
He'll stop, he'll stop.
Stop. And he just kept going, and he pushed right off the hill where we had no shot. We thought he was gone, so we just waited there a minute. After about 4 or 5 minutes, he came up the other side, and then he turned broadside to me. Let me range him. 213.
213.
Right, here goes.
Good hit.
Golly, he can take it. And I made a really good shot. I made a good squeeze. I knew I was on it. I heard the meat shot, but man, he took it like a champ.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Well done, man. Appreciate it.
Good job, baby. Awesome.
I came down here to really shoot a silver or a gold stag. And David said, Scott, that's a big stag. And I said, what do you mean? What's big?
I swear you're gonna have stretch marks under your eyes. This guy is big.
So you think he's definitely 400?
400's for kids.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, you've blitzed 400, mate.
Now, how do we get down there?
What would Marcus do?
Well, Marcus will just parachute right off this thing.
Would he?
I'm not near that brave. When I walked up to him, I knew when I saw him laying down, geez, this bull is definitely over 400.
Look at how heavy he is. I mean, I can't get both hands around there.
That bull was outstanding. Everything that Scott was after was in that animal. That's a really, really interesting tine there.
They don't turn, that bay tine doesn't turn down very often, does it?
No. It's the first one I've seen like that.
That's the closest thing to a drop tine I've ever shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 25, 26. What kind of sporting clay pump gets to shoot a 26-point stag in New Zealand? Marcus, we're coming back here next year. We're gonna shoot stag, tar, chamois. This is one of the coolest places in the world, and it's gotta be on your list, and I gotta bring you back. This has been awesome.
For me, he's a monster, and that is what I came to New Zealand for. And I can't wait for them to ship him back to the States, because man, is he gonna look good at the gun club.
Normally, this is the worst part of the hunt, because the work starts.
Yeah.
The actual best part now is calling Shane. Shane Quinn, come and get him. You hook up the helicopter and carry him home. That's the best part of this whole deal. You gonna guess what it scores?
Yeah. What's that? 423.
Shane said, I'll tell you what, if that bull doesn't score over 400, you can have him for free, and if he's over 400, you pay. And I said, man, I guess I'm a gambling man. I'll take that bet.
433.
That was an easy bet, Scott, that one. That was a given right from the get-go. Do you want to go and play poker or something?
After spending 8 or 9 days in New Zealand, you know, there's no question that this was the hunt of a lifetime. New Zealand is the real deal. This place is just like I had imagined. This is as cool as it gets.
New Zealand it's not what I expected it to be. It's beyond what I expected it to be.
Wendy and I have had the time of our life. This has been a wonderful hunt. All the people at Alpine Hunting have been great, and they really do a great job, and they make you feel like part of the family. And like David said, you know, you come here as hunters and you leave as friends.
Okay, I want to show you the pictures of New Zealand. I don't think you remember, you were a little flat this weekend. This is us at the airport, getting on the plane. There you are, hanging out, you know, we made you a little nice little bed. You kicked it on the Air New Zealand. There you are. Another beer. Woo, feels pretty good. All right, move over. I'll get in there with you.